What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. And as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today, man, I got a very special build in store for y'all. And this one's gonna be called the Offensive Lockdown Defender. Now, out of all NBA players, this one is going to be reminding me of OG ANUNOBY. And as far as for our attributes, today we're going to be able to reach a 100 plus when it comes to our driving dunk, 3-point shot, interior defense, perimeter, steal, block, defensive rebound, and stamina. Now we'll also be able to get an 80 plus for all of our physicals, and to get even better, we're going to be able to unlock pro contact dunks with the ability to dribble and still break ankles. Now when it comes to our badges, we're going to be able to get 7 Hall of Fame, 18 gold, 23 silver, 7 bronze, bringing us up to a total of 55 badges. Now the Hall of Fame ones are going to be 94 feet, ankle braces, challenger, workhorse, off-ball pass, spin cycle, and two-step. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of what this build can do, and before we get any further into this video, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. So to get started with today's build, we gotta go ahead and put it under the shooting guard position. Make sure you go with the height of 6'7". As for the weight, bring this up to 233 with a wingspan of 6'11". Now from here we are all set to move forward, and I promise you, this is definitely the best offensive lockdown defender build that you can make on next gen. So the first area that I'm going to get started with today is going to be our finishing. So go with a close shot of a 58. Moving on to the driving layup, I like this best at a 78, and that's going to allow us to unlock a lot of the layup packages. Moving on to the driving dunk, in order to get the contact dunks, put this all the way up to an 87, leave this as is, and from here we're going to be perfectly set to move forward. Now if you want to make any adjustments along the way, do it after we create this build together. Now getting into the shooting, as for the mid-range shot today, I'm going to go with a 72. Now I feel like this is more than enough to be effective, especially considering boost and also being able to activate your takeover. Now as for the 3-pointer, I'm going to put this up to an 85, and then for this free throw, I'm going to go ahead and put this to a 76. Now this will allow you to be effective in all game modes. Now moving on to the playmaking, go ahead and put your pass accuracy up to a 75. As for the ball handle, leave this as is. Speed with ball, put this up to a 33, and this is what we're going to look like on the offensive end. Now I'm telling y'all, the offense as far as a whole definitely can carry the load. Now if you look at the defense once we complete this build, you're going to see I think both of these ends are really balanced and perfect for my type of play style. So when it comes to this interior defense, go ahead and put this all the way up to an 88. As for when it comes down to the perimeter, I'm going to go with a 94. Now I really think this sets the floor for most of the builds that you're going to be going up against. Not only are you going to be able to find success with playing close to them, but with our steal rating, I'm going to put this to a 91, and this really allows you to be one of the best on-ball defenders. Now to get even better and more into detail, put this block to an 80, and right there, we're also going to be able to get even better badges unlocked once we get into the physicals. So as for the defensive rebound, put this all the way up to an 85, and this right here is going to set you apart from a lot of other builds. Now we're all set to move forward into the physicals, but as far as for the main 4 categories, I definitely will go back into detail with the badges. But once it comes to our speed, I'm going to go ahead and put this all the way up to an 83. Now the reason why I think this number is important, because it's really going to allow you to not only guard 1 through the 5, but be able to dribble with a 40 ball handle. Now moving on to the acceleration, I'm going to go with the 77. Strength, I like this best at an 84. And then if you want to go ahead and make any changes to when it comes to our physicals, just take into consideration the +4 that you will get from the gym rat or the Gatorade facility workouts. As for the strength, I think this is really best at an 84. The vertical, you definitely want to make sure that you go with a 75 in order to get the contact dunks. And then to wrap everything up, go ahead and put your stamina to a 99. Now as you can see, we did unlock a lot of badges, upgrading them to a higher tier. Now the numbers with a +4 on the physicals is going to be an 87 speed, 81 acceleration, 88 strength. As for the vertical, this is going to be a 79 with a 99 stamina. Now if you want to, you can go ahead and take a few ticks off this area to go ahead and meet that threshold of a 76 vertical. But getting into the badges, as for the defensive end, I like box out B's with pogo stick and rebound chaser. We're also going to be able to get anchor on the bronze tier, chase down artist with pogo stick. Now as for the steal, I think this is my favorite part about this build. I really do enjoy the gold glove with interceptor, but right stick ripper makes it all the better. Now for the perimeter end, I like clamps on gold. Like I mentioned earlier, these Hall of Fame badges, you also get fast feet with pick dodger. And then for the interior, I really think that post lockdown on gold is going to make a huge difference against bigger defenders. Now as for the playmaking, I really do believe that if you want to make any adjustments towards this area, do it after we create the build together, because this number is essential to be effective in all game modes, especially the 5s. Now for the free throw, with boost, I think this build is going to be perfect for the rec. As far as for my own liking, if you go at least above a 70 free throw, I think you're going to be perfect in any game mode. Now look, for the 3-pointer, this really allows us to spread the floor. We're going to get badges like blinders with catch and shoot. I really do enjoy limitless range with Agent 3. Then you get space creator and green machine. Pretty much everything you need to spread the floor. And open looks is definitely another good badge. Now taking into consideration your sharpshooting takeover, that's why I mentioned having a 72 is definitely, I think, above the minimum to meet to be effective out of this area. Now the best thing about this build, in my opinion, is definitely going to be the CATFISH name hybrid lockdown defender. And on top of that, we do get the contact dunks, we get silver posterizer, slithery, precision dunker, also aerial wizard and bunny. And I think these badges are really going to play favor in your hand. One of my favorites is definitely going to be fearless finisher on the bronze tier. Now let me know down below your thoughts and opinion on this build. Is there anything that you would do to recreate it or make it even better? Now if you're looking to make any changes, go ahead and do it now. But from here, let's go ahead and move forward to make sure that everybody made this build correctly. Now we should be able to get these 3 comparisons, and if you made it so, we should be able to make the hybrid lockdown defender build, also known as the offensive lockdown defender. Now in my opinion, I think this is the best lockdown defender that you can make this year on next gen. I really do enjoy what we're able to do on the offense to the defensive end. Now if you take into consideration your takeover boost, buying your own, as well as the gym rat badge, that's going to play a huge effect on this build. But as far as for this one, I just want to say thank y'all for the support. More so than anything, thank God for another day and another opportunity. And if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. And last but definitely not least, comment down TG for Thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from. And I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.